Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Dave Strohmeyer, Saddle Up Shooting, your host. I hope I have a good one for you today because I've been testing a lot of those new Hornady ELD-VT bullets, and I finally got to test them on rock chucks, and they did not seem to have the explosive capabilities of their regular max bullets, Vmax bullets. So today I'm going to be testing it on this little bitty 5-inch piece of steel out here. First at 100 yards, then out to 200 yards on this. Well, let's see if I can hit any cotton picking thing. So come back in a moment, folks. Let's get shooting. Okay, let's just get right after it. Wind is about 15 miles an hour and it's swirling. So we'll see how this works. But first, the 100-yard target is set up because I'm shooting two different bullets. The 75 grain Hornady Vmax, traveling right around 3,200 and, what does the box say? 3,225 feet per second. Now, this is a bolt gun. This is my Uinta Precision in 6mm arc, and it shoots really well, but let's see how it does today. And then I'm going to follow that up with the 80 grain ELD-VT. Now in this rifle, the ELD-VT is very, very accurate, but I don't know if that'll happen today. That's why we're going to start at 100 yards and see where we are on target. All right, first up, 75 grain Vmax. Okay, that looks about 1.5 inches low. Let's fire off another one, see where it hits, and I'll make any adjustment between the two before I go out to 200 yards. Okay, that jumped up high, so you can see why I didn't change that. Okay, let's go now to the 80 grain ELD-VTs and see where they hit. Mark that target well for those first two shots. Okay, that went down there by the first 75 grain. Wind is really kicking up, folks. See if I can get a better hold, more consistent. Okay, so I'm about, on the final two shots of each one, I'm about 1 inch low. All right, well, let's see what happens. Just shoot it. We're going to shoot that 5-inch target now. Let's just see what happens with that. Just going to shoot two shots with the 75 grain. See if I can hit it. Remember, that's only a 5-6 inch target that I just bought from a a bunch of boys in Eastern Oregon. Now don't get Eastern Oregon confused with Western Oregon out there in the coastal country. Those people are just flat nuts. But Eastern Oregon, that's cattle country. More like Idaho than you know. And they want to be part of Idaho. But I don't know if that'll ever happen. All right, 75 grain, 200 yards. Little bitty target out there. Parallax correct. Turn it on my highest power. All right, how about that? You know what? I'm going to go put the camera on that baby down there. Be right back. Okay, I'm sorry I didn't have the camera on, but the first two shots with the Vmax were 1 inch apart and about 1.5 inches below zero. Then the 80 grain ELD-VT was also about 1 inch apart, but pretty much the same location for the first and second shot of each. So, all right, now let's move on down to that 200-yard gong. I shot one shot, no camera on, but I'll show you that shot and then we'll reset up the camera and get to shooting. Okay, that first shot was right here. Now notice also that 75 grain and the amount of spalling that it had, because that's what I'm going to test, is whether or not the ELD-VT 80 grain and this one have the same amount of spalling. Remember, I said the VT bullets, both 62 grain and 80 grains that I've shot so far. 62 grain in the ARC and the Valkyrie, and the 80 grain in the 6mm ARC did not have the explosive capabilities that I expect off of varmints, whereas the Vmax bullets did. So we're going to see that on this spalling as well. So do you mark that first one right there that I shot? Okay, let's go ahead and paint that up so we can see brand new ones. All right, long walk back here, back and forth. So let's see what I can do now. First with the 75 grain Vmax's. Meter arc is designed to shoot the heavier bullets. 103, 105, 108 grain with a real long type of situation. But that's not what I'll be using it for. All right, here we go. See if I can hit that thing like I did on the first shot. Maybe that was just luck. We'll see. Looks like it hit in the exact same spot. One extra thing about shooting steel out here in the country, folks, is you better have a bare spot so that there's no possibility of you starting a fire. All right, that looks pretty good. Now, let's compare the 80 grains. See what happens. I know some of you are already saying, you need to go further out. No, I don't. If I can't hit something at 200 yards, what's the point of going out to 400? Get good at whatever distance you can get good at first. Because I'm still testing bullets here. Alright, here's the 80 grain ELD-VTs. Those went in a lot easier because it's a lot longer overall length bullet. Huh. Okay, that one went off to the left. Let's send a third one, just for fun. See if that was shooter error. Quit fiddle farting around and hold steady and let loose. Okay, that was better. All right, let's go take a look at that target and analyze it. We'll see. Well, I think you saw this on the close-up targets, but the Vmaxes did it better than the ELD-VTs on this particular little target at 200 yards. As far as the spalling is concerned, there's not that much difference, and I'm surprised by that. But, you know, I tested on something that would show the spalling effect, and they're about the same. All right, folks, well, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more of these little steel targets being shot, let me know in the comment section. But first, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and check your subscriptions, please. But as always, may God bless you all. See you again next time. Goodbye.